And everybody thinks this can't happen to me or this won't happen to me. But you never know when a situation may happen. It can happen anywhere. It can happen at the park eating a snack. It can happen at your house. It can happen in my classroom at snack time. It can happen anywhere. So besides being a school teacher, I do work on at a couple different ambulance agencies because I like to help people. My main job and my love is teaching. That's exactly what choking is. Food is stuck in that straw and you can't get airway through air either way for you to breathe. Okay, so it can happen at any point in time to anybody. I have been on multiple ambulance calls before, but this was different because I always go on an ambulance call with somebody else. I always have somebody else with me, and here I am on my own, right? And so it was nerve-wracking for me, and I, like you said, I've been trained, but as a mother, it's also very nerve-wracking. It's one of those things of muscle memory. You take a class, you remember things, and then when you're in the action, it's muscle memory, you just start to do it. Really, it could have been anybody. I was just at the right place at the right time, but anybody trained in first aid and CPR could have done what I did. Just had ordered our food, just had gotten our drinks, and a mother was yelling that their child was choking. And it didn't even take me much time to think. I got up, I don't think my feet hit the ground, because when I looked over, I saw a child who was blue, slumped over in their chair. And so I told the mother I was EMT and I was trained. And so my other friend called 911 immediately, and I started doing back blows on the child, hoping to relieve whatever she was choking on. And after about 4 to 5, roughly, it did dislodge. It was a mozzarella stick. A lot of times you'll hear moms say, my child was choking, I just picked him up and started patting him on the back. It's almost like a mother's instinct kind of thing, right? And so we tell people a lot of times when you take a class, it's muscle memory, and that's why we would like you to refresh every 3 years, is so you can re-practice those skills. So when you're in that situation, the biggest thing is you get nervous. What do I do, right? And that what do I do aspect of it is that muscle memory. Oh, that's right. In the class they told me to do this, and once you start going through it, that little file in your brain comes out, and you can just go right into what you were taught. Because it's scary. It was definitely a scary situation. If anybody could take a first aid and CPR class, I advise them to take it. And a lot of people think, oh, we need the CPR. We always need CPR. Teaching somebody about just somebody choking, or teaching somebody about a stroke, or teaching somebody about just the basics of first aid is just as important as that CPR pass. Well, we haven't gone back to friendlies yet. We are going to be going back because I do want to go back up there again, but I do think of it often. I do now actually, when I teach new classes, I do bring this up that it can happen at any time. You just never know. It's not just always children, it can be men, it could be women, it could be, anybody can choke on something. I have thought about the little girl often, okay? I do know that she is doing well, so that is always a positive thing, right? But overall, it was definitely a scary situation. And I can tell you, when we go back to friendlies, I'm sure my daughter will bring it up again. That day could have went much different if somebody wasn't there that knew what to do. If it happened again, would I jump up again? Absolutely, right? And so my biggest thing to anybody out there is you could be the person to help somebody else out.